Good morning. Today is, what is today? June 20 something, and my attire probably gives you the idea what the day's like. It's basically raining. They said it was going to stop. They lied. More so than last week. So I'm here. I made the trip. I have the poncho on, so it's like basically I look like what I look like, whatever. For those of you that say to stay in when the weather sucks, some of us don't. We're going to go for a hike, look for what we can, and again, the weather is what it is. So we'll do what we can today. We made the trip, damn it, we're here, we're going to do something. So let's carry on, see what we find. Thanks. Okay, we're back. It's raining. I vow, if I can, to not have this be a non-stop whine about the rainy day that this is. I had intended to go to the bow tie today, but on the way there, the nature of the logging road in looked such that it was going to potentially wash out. So that's an issue. So we're here instead, long story short. The weather in June has been subpar. I'll leave it like that and then I'll move on. So, kind of a funny thing from the week. For the second time in forever, another member of the MABRC, a group with whom I'm not really on the best terms, friended me out of nowhere on Facebook. And I wondered if it was the same thing as the last time, where they thought I was the other Mike Humphrey in Bigfooting. There's actually two of us. One guy that's connected with GCBRO / Killing Bigfoot, the show, which I've never seen, and me. And sure enough, the guy thought I was the other guy. And sorry, afraid not. So last night I had noticed he unfriended me. And so I came right out and asked him, and he admitted to it. And I just, every now and then somebody does that, and I always find it amusing. Like, nope, there's actually two of us. And his buddy, actually I guess they're not buddies at this point. They had a falling out that probably went more public than it needed to, but they did. And where's I going with this? Oh yeah, his buddy was disgusted that I have the name that I do. I'm sorry, that's so petty, it's actually funny. I saw that comment once upon a time. Must be interesting to have enough free time to be angry about such silly things as that. So at least the bugs are not too bad today. This road has a different feel today too, because when I was here last year, it was early in the year, and all this tree cover, go up, thank you, was not nearly what it was. A lot more open looking. But again, I think we were talking time frame then, like March, April. So a little bit of a different scope at that point. Excuse me. I need to kick coffee or drink it black because I think I'm going lactose intolerant. Anyway. So the events of the week, it's a slow week. The weather is predominantly odd. I wonder if our Canadian smog from the other week is anything to do with the prolonged non-summer-like conditions we have. Because weather does get affected by things like that. And I'm doing this hiking video today basically despite the day. I came up here, and so far the camera's behaving, although it's doomed to have a soggy day, so I'm allowing for that. But I made the trip, so we're gonna just deal with it. My feet are soaking wet. Like pretty much everything but my core upper body is soaking wet right now. But oh well. One day this year I will have the chance to get out and excuse me, do one of the more epic places, but today is just not that day because you have to go a little ways in to get to a lot of these places. And like I said, just getting to the bow tie area, which is not the hardest drive to get to the mouth of the place, but we weren't even that far in, and the water, just the bombardment of water. There's just nowhere on this trail, I'm not going to get my feet wet, where it just looked like it could wash out, and if it does, maybe you can get out, maybe you can't. That raises other issues. So we're doing this today. I also could have probably attempted to get to the Five Bogs, but I've been there 4 times already, and I don't want to get into a repetitive pattern, because I felt during the winter I was doing that in what is now going to be called the infrasound area. And granted, there was some weird stuff going on there for a bit. So that is our largest success to date this year, because it was interesting to say the least. So I have seen some, I'm going to follow that for a bit when we come back. It's immediately flooded though. Awesome. So there are some side trails in here you can work with too. And maybe I'll do that today. How are we doing here? Making sure the water's not over the lens too to kill video quality. Yeah, so the weather app said the weather was gonna like even out by 10. It's after 10. This is what we got for the day clearly, so oh well. So the places you can't get to today, Manitou would be unwise. That road's kind of dicey to begin with, but with the weather and the washout potential just on the more tame sections, that's not happening today. There were other areas too, but if it's raining like today, one area that I started out with up here was flooded and is likely going to be that way today because of the rain. But as far as plans coming up, next weekend is the 4th of July. And last year when I was out on the 4th, one of the few times I actually got out, I thought I had found the one spot furthest back, way out in the middle of nowhere. And the drunken yahoos found it anyway, so the evening was not really conducive to research and more a quiet campfire sit and getting annoyed at the neighbors' dogs as they were tearing around and stirring up a bear that happened to be walking by. That was interesting. And brings up, I guess, the potential question of etiquette with your animal when you're camping, because although this dog was a friendly dog, he probably spent more time in my campsite than the other guys. And he really didn't make any effort to bring him back over to his section. So Diesel and his buddy, the Rottweiler, were tearing around the campsites, basically making themselves a nuisance. And not really appreciated. But we're going to take, rather than do a rambling walk in the woods video, we're going to take a segment break and we'll kind of think out what we actually want to do with this. This day is kind of, sorry, and I got to clear that up too. Sorry. All right, we're back. This is going to be about all we have today. I'm sorry for the short videos, but there's really not a lot to talk about other than the conditions we had today. And I felt like there was something else I wanted to discuss, but other than MABRC goobers thinking I'm somebody else all the time, there's not really a lot to cover. You look around and this is about what you got. It's wet. You can hear the rain. Very little of my person is not soaking wet, so it's pretty much where we are today. Next week, a long weekend. As of now, I'm planning on doing more fishing. Hell, maybe I'll do a fishing video for shits and giggles. That'd be something different. I always intended to try to do a turkey hunting video or a grouse hunting video. The problem is you kind of need the grouse and the turkey to come out and play for that to happen. Otherwise, you're just a guy walking around with a hunting bow. But we're about where we are. Upcoming plans. I intend to get into some of the more intrepid places in July that today are a little bit soggy, but we're not daunted, just kind of thwarted today. But we did more than I thought, because I originally thought, you know, screw it, we're just going to turn around, but then I remembered I had the poncho in the car, so we're not sitting out here completely soaking wet, but I do need to get out of the house after a week at work. There's that. I saw a chipmunk, so we saw wildlife. Anywho, like, subscribe, and we'll see what we do next week. Maybe I'll lie and come out anyway. If it's good weather, I'll probably feel the bug and come out, but we'll see what we get next week weather-wise. Hopefully we're not doing this again, because it's officially gotten tired, but I'm going to keep this one short simply because with the wetness, the camera is behaving so far, but why push your luck, you know? Like, subscribe, leave comments, and this one's me walking down a dirt road in the rain, and we'll catch you next time when there's more going on, hopefully. We'll see ya. Bye.